Welcome. You've arrived at the edge of sleep, where the wind softens, the rain becomes a lullaby, and the sea carries secrets only the night remembers. Tonight's story takes you to Morwin Isle. A quiet place, shrouded in mist, where the lantern light flickers just beyond the trees. And the echoes in the hallways may not belong to you. Close your eyes. Let the shadows drift. This is Whispers on Morwin Isle. Rain. Not a storm, not a drizzle, but that soft, steady kind of rain that sounds like memory. It pattered gently against the ferry's rusted railings as Daniel Cross leaned out, peering through the mist. The sea was a smooth sheet of gray, and the outline of the island, Morwin Isle, was only just beginning to form in the distance, like a painting still drying in watercolor. There were no other passengers aboard. Just Daniel, and the captain, an old man with a face like knotted rope and eyes that never quite met your own. "First time to Morwin?" the captain asked, not turning the wheel. Daniel nodded. "I'm restoring the Weatherby house. Got a grant. Historical preservation." The captain grunted. "Don't wander too far after dark." "Why's that?" "Just don't." The engine gave a sputtering cough. The rain continued. Weatherby House sat alone at the island's northern edge. No neighbors. No roads. Just a winding path from a small harbor, flanked by moss-covered stones and trees that bowed slightly inward, as though leaning in to whisper secrets. It wasn't a ruin, not yet, but the years had sunk their fingers into the wood. The shutters hung loose. Ivy clutched the sides like green veins. But it stood tall, proud still, its peak vanishing into the fog. Inside, it smelled of old pages and seawater. He unpacked in silence. No internet. No signal. Just his tools, his journal, and the gentle percussion of rain against the high windows. That night, while lighting the fireplace, Daniel found something tucked beneath the grate, a small journal, bound in red thread. The name etched on the front. A. Weatherby, 1876. Candle Part 3, The Red Journal. The entries began like any diary. Arrived on the Isle. Rain continues. Silence deeper than I imagined. Then, stranger. Heard footsteps above the study. Went to look, no one there. Place holds echoes not mine. At 3:17 a.m., the house breathed. Daniel chuckled, but it wasn't amusement. It was that nervous sound people make when alone. That night, he couldn't sleep. The rain had stopped. The silence was loud. Then, the creak of a floorboard, above. Candle Part 4, 3:17 a.m. He lay still, counting the seconds between creaks. 1, 2, 3. Nothing. Then, a breath. Not his. Not close. But definitely, inside the house. He climbed the stairs slowly, flashlight in hand. At the top, the hallway was cold. The kind of cold that seems to hum in the bones. Nothing. No one. But the door at the end, the attic, was open just a crack. Inside, dust. Cobwebs. Forgotten trunks. And something else. A chair. Facing the small round attic window. On the chair, an indent. As if someone had just stood up. He turned around quickly. No one. But in the silence, he heard it, the sound of someone descending the stairs behind him. Candle Part 5, The Lantern Man. He saw it the next day, hiking along the cliff edge. Far below, near the craggy shoreline, was a figure. Standing still. Holding something that shimmered faintly, a lantern. Too far to see clearly. But the stillness was wrong. He blinked. The figure was gone. Later, back in the house, he read more of the journal. Saw him again. The lantern man doesn't move. Doesn't wave. Just watches. Only comes when it rains. 3 families gone. Vanished. Only thing left, water in their beds. Daniel looked out the window. The rain had returned. Candle Part 6, The Rooms That Change. It started with the hallway. He was certain there had only been 3 doors upstairs. Now, there were 4. He opened the new one. A narrow room, barely 5 feet across. A child's chair. A single window, one that looked inward instead of out. No breeze. But the curtain fluttered. The next day, the room was gone again. In its place, just wall. And that night, scratching sounds beneath the floorboards. Candle Part 7, The Sea Remembers. At the island's small library, he found fragments of history. Black and white photographs of smiling families, grainy but clear. But each photo of the Weatherby house had one thing in common, a figure in the background. On the cliff. Holding a lantern. No one had ever identified him. One photo from 1902 had a note on the back. Still watching. Even when we leave. Daniel copied it into his journal. That night, he woke to find it soaked with salt water. But the windows were closed. The roof dry. You are safe now. The house sleeps. The sea is quiet. Whatever came through the mist has gone back. Rest easy, traveler. You've left Morwin Isle behind, but part of it will always remember you. Good night. More coming. Part 2 will include the rain ritual, the flooded room, the final walk, and the last entry.